Hi, in this session today we're going to be talking about the mouth, the tongue, and teeth. Now obviously your mouth and tongue and teeth are all involved in your ability to communicate. So the mouth symbolically represents communication. Your tongue represents a defensive, a protection, because when you can taste whether something is salty or sweet or spicy, you may or may not want to ingest it. If something is rancid, you don't want to ingest it. So the tongue, as one of your senses, taste, is symbolic of protection. Your teeth are your ability to break down food, obviously. Molars grind the food so that it can easily be broken down, digested, and then assimilated in the body. So these three are interwoven because with your mouth you bring in sustenance. In the same regard, you can communicate, so there's an element of communication. With your tongue, obviously, we talked about speaking, and again, the protection. And your teeth is also, your smile. It's also part of your image. All of this, this is not only the spiritual plane, but it's the image you present to the world. Okay? This is why, on some levels, when people are going through acne, it's because they're having doubt in their abilities or in their imagery that they are presenting. There's a degree of uncertainty within the self at that stage of life, because generally acne occurs during the teenage years. So if that's happening, there's that. And then what the children will do is exaggerate it or exacerbate it, because they will choose foods that will bring more toxins into the body. And what your body does is it tries to slough off the toxins. Well, we're also covered with bacteria. So the bacteria on the face is what creates for the inflammation and the damage of the skin. So we'll start there. One of the things that you can do for acne, first off, is if it's heavy duty inflammation, bright red, take a cucumber, slice it thin, and use cucumbers on there. Cucumbers are always 20 degrees cooler than the outside temperature. Even in the house, they're always going to be cooler, so that will draw the redness and the inflammation out, or the heat out. Get some golden seal root tea or root powder and make a super strong tea and wash the face. That way you'll kill the bacteria, as opposed to taking an internal antibiotic, which a lot of doctors recommend. But the bacteria is on the surface of the skin. That's where the problem lies. That's where the issue needs to be dealt with. Also, from an internal point of view, look at your blood purifiers. Make sure you're getting a multi-mineral that has iron and magnesium and manganese, and not magnesium, well yeah, make sure of that too. But it's iron, zinc, manganese, and molybdenum. Those are key minerals for blood detoxification. And look at herbs like burdock root, yellow dock. Those are all good to clean out the blood, because it's the blood that's bringing the toxins to the skin. So those are some of the things you can do for acne. And as far as your tongue, one of the best things to do is every now and then clean it, scrape it. Okay? Remember, your tongue is there to protect you, so make sure it's functioning at optimal levels. As far as your teeth go, obviously brush them, take care of them. You only get one set, well you get two sets. But as you age, you're down to the one set. Take care of them as the best you can. And so, also another thing that happens with the mouth, sometimes there gets cracks here by the side of the mouth. That's a B2 deficiency. And obviously it's tied into expression to some degree. Anytime there's anything, fever blisters, canker sores, any of those things, all tied in to communication. Which also reminds me that sometimes there are ulcers on the inside of the cheek. When that occurs, that's your body telling you your diet is too acidic. You're bringing in too much meat, fish, fowl, nuts, grain, dairy. because all of that makes for an acid ash. So when you have those little ulcers, reduce the amount of acidity coming in, increase the amount of alkalinity. Dried figs are wonderful. Umbashi plums from the macrobiotic world are also very good. And take some vitamin A, get a vitamin A pearl and a vitamin E, mix them together and stick them over that ulcer. And if you have a tendency to bleed by, you bite your tongue or you bite your cheek and you bleed and bleed and bleed, take cayenne and put a cayenne patch on there. That will stop the bleeding. Actually, cayenne under the tongue will equalize your blood pressure very quickly and stop a hemorrhage because it will equalize blood pressure. So there are some things to think about, and make sure you keep your mouth in good condition so that you can communicate your thoughts, your wishes, your desires, and keep your tongue in good shape so that you don't allow poisonous things to enter into your body. And in the same regard, keep your ears open so you don't allow poisonous thoughts to come into your body and into your mind as well. Anyway, there's some additional information about the head. We've covered the hair, the eyes, the ears, the nose, sinuses, and now the mouth, and a little bit about the skin for acne. At any rate, take care of yourself. Keep everything as shipshape as you possibly can. Don't hesitate to communicate your thoughts, wishes, and desires to the people you need to communicate them to. If you're afraid of communication, then you'll end up with a sore throat, laryngitis. Sometimes you just have to speak your mind. And if you get a sore throat, it's only because you're having a hard time swallowing what's being presented. Anyway, some things to ponder. Anyway, take care of yourself. Thanks for stopping by, and God bless and be well.